Want to improve your English by listening to real stories? You're in the right place. These stories help you learn naturally and without pressure. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a story. We post one every single day. Her name was Sarah, and she was in Istanbul for the first time. She had arrived the night before and checked into a small hotel near the Galata Tower. The room was simple, but it had a big window with a view of the city rooftops and seagulls flying over them. That morning, she woke up early. She wasn't in a rush, but she had one goal in mind: find the best local breakfast in the city. No apps, no reviews, no famous names. Just walking and discovering. The sky was a little cloudy, but the streets were full of life. Cats walked calmly across the sidewalks. Shopkeepers were opening their stores. The smell of bread and spices was already in the air. Sarah had read that Turkish breakfast was something special. Lots of little dishes, strong tea, warm bread. She wanted to try the real thing. She left the hotel with her small shoulder bag and a curious heart. At first, she walked toward the water. The Bosphorus looked silver and soft in the morning light. She saw a few fishermen already standing with their lines in the sea. But she wasn't looking for fish. She passed a few cafes with menus in English and big pictures. But something told her to keep walking. She wanted something more local, less touristy. After about 15 minutes, she saw a narrow side street. It was quiet, but she noticed two old men sitting outside a small place with wooden chairs and metal teapots. She didn't go in yet. Instead, she kept walking up the hill, slowly. Her shoes clicked on the old stone road. Then she heard a sound. Laughter. Dishes. A kettle boiling. She followed the sound and turned a corner. There it was, a tiny breakfast spot. It had 3 tables outside. The sign above the door was in Turkish. No photos. No big menu. Just real people eating. A young woman inside saw her and nodded. Sarah smiled and sat at the last empty table. There was no menu. The woman came out and said something in Turkish. Sarah didn't understand the words, but she pointed to the table next to her and said, "Same, please." 5 minutes later, the food arrived. A basket of fresh bread, soft and warm. Plates with white cheese, green olives, black olives, sliced cucumbers, tomatoes with herbs, and a small bowl of honey. There was also a dish of eggs with tomatoes, onions, and green peppers. It was still hot and smelled amazing. And of course, a small glass of black tea. Strong with no milk. Sarah smiled. This was exactly what she had imagined. She ate slowly. Every bite was different. A piece of bread with cheese. Then honey. Then olives. Then egg with bread again. The tea helped balance all the flavors. While she ate, she watched the street. A man walked by with a tray of simit, round bread covered in sesame seeds. 2 children chased a cat down the steps. A woman in a headscarf bought flowers from a small cart. The whole city felt like a painting that moved. When she finished, she looked at the woman and made a heart shape with her hands. The woman laughed and brought her another glass of tea on the house. Sarah sat there for a while longer. No phone. No noise. Just the sound of people living. Finally she paid, thanked the woman, and stood up. She didn't need to find any other place. She had found the perfect breakfast by following her eyes, her ears, and her nose. As she walked back toward the Galata Tower, her steps felt lighter. Her stomach was full, but more than that, her heart was full. That simple breakfast had given her more than food. It had given her a feeling of connection, peace, and joy. That's what she would remember. You just learned a ton of English structures without even thinking about it. Past tenses, natural phrases, and expressions people really use. That's the power of story. It's learning without stress. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell. We post one story every day. And tell us in the comments, where should Sarah eat breakfast next?